So we are going to talk about the final exam. The folder is not published just yet, but I'll show you here shortly. All right, so as you go down, you will see, and please look, what I need from you guys, just so we can eliminate questions and confusion. I know that I might not have everyone's engagement and everyone's attention when we meet in these live sessions in the past. But for right now, I need you guys to make sure you're focused and fully watching the video, listening, and jotting down and thinking of any questions you might have for me as we introduce the final exam. All right. I know you probably did this in your first block. Maybe it's similar, maybe it's different, but I want you to make sure you're fully engaged, fully listening to what's going on. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to publish this folder. This is going to be on your homepage. It's the physical science end of course final exam, and it starts on the 14th. All right. And this will be open from the 14th all the way up until the 22nd next Friday. Okay. As I open this folder up, all right, I added some little visual pictures, but this is the final exam week information. The very first thing you're going to look at and you're going to see is the final assessment timeline. Just gives you a timeline and dates. Now, I know that me and Nate were just talking about having a 3-day weekend, and you by all means could have a 3-day weekend. But you could also use that Monday, you could use tomorrow, today, to fully focus on working on your final exam. All right, so you have full advantage of using me as a resource, Mrs. Davis as a resource on the 19th and 20th to get revisions and anything you might need for your final exam. All right, so today you can see in the blue box, we are introducing, discussing, going over the final exam. Today, you could actually start to work on, look at, and view your final exam, find resources, think about things that would help you and assist you to doing your final exam. Tomorrow is Friday. I am not going to give any activities tomorrow. I may just put up a attendance sheet for you to sign in tomorrow. But your only objective, again, tomorrow is to work on your final exam. Saturday and Sunday, you could have off. You could take the Saturday and Sunday off. I can't force you to do work, but you have Saturday, you have Sunday, you have Monday, a day off. You could use that Monday to work on your final exam. On the 19th and the 20th of next week, I will be on Teams. I will be available. I will be accessible for you to ask questions, for you to look at any issues you're having with your final exam, and ask myself. Mrs. Davis is always available as well to ask for any help you might need. On the 21st and 22nd, those are technically half days. Now, what that means is I know you're remote, but that means like you're not going to have a full day of class. You're going to have on the 21st, you're going to have just your 1, 2, and your 3, 4 classes, and that's it. And then you're done at 11 o'clock and there's no more scheduled classes. On the 22nd, you are going to have your 5, 6, and your 7, 8 classes. Now, all that means, it's a half day, we're remote. It doesn't mean you're going to have a full load of classes. Now, 21st, 22nd are both still available for you to hand in your science exam. This is a weird situation. We're not in the building, so it's a little different. But you have both of those days to work and to finally finalize and to hand your final exam in. You don't have to wait until the 21st, 22nd to hand your final exam in. You can hand it in early if you feel confident and comfortable with it. Then there's also the final thing is an exit survey. Once you finish and you submit your final exam, you're going to submit a exit survey that's done by the district. So be dead honest, be accurate, talk, how you feel, how did the final exam go, all right? There's also a student overview and support. So another document that I posted here, it's just some student directions, okay? And we're going to talk about this, but it just talks about what you're going to be. There's hyperlinks, things like that. I didn't highlight the due date being the 21st for you guys. If you need additional time and you need to hand it in on 22nd, by all means, but try to shoot for the 21st to be done. So it gives you a little grace period. Like, oh man, I got to do something. And then you have the 22nd. All right. So you can see here it has options, and we'll talk about all that here in a second. Opportunities for support. Today's the 14th. We're rolling out the final exam. 19th and 20th from 10 to 12, or really, anytime you reach out to me, I'll be online for assistance and help for you guys. And you'll see the 2 tasks that we have are right here hyperlinked, and we'll talk about those here in a short moment. Another folder that's open, I don't like doing that, but as we open this folder up, you can see there's files that help you and assist you with certain things you might need help with. Recording audio files in your Chromebook, student Schoology supports, and student, another one, an infographic to help you with things if you need the support technologically. There's a link for frequently asked questions when submitting your assignments, things like that, okay? As we look at now, and hopefully we're all here, we're looking at directions for the final assessment. So as you may have heard in 1-2 on your first block, you are going to have some options with how you submit your final exam, okay? The first piece is you're going to determine which final exam that you want to take. There are 2 options. So you're going to review both options, look over both options, and say, you know what, I am more confident and comfortable with doing task 1, or I'm more comfortable and confident in doing option 2, whatever the case might be. You decide which task you're going to complete. You also get to decide, choice 2, how you're going to present your final exam. And there are 3 options. There is a written response using Kami, which should be on your Chromebook. You could also use Google Slides. And as you look at the questions, you can voice over and record yourself talking and going through the answers. That might seem easy. That might seem like I don't have to type, but that's something you got to put a lot of information into to make sure you're fully comfortable and confident talking about that topic. Okay. Then there's a video of yourself going through and talking about the work as well. All right. So it says here, there's some student links. Again, there's not a link to student response options. All right. But only you can make that choice. All right. And decide what you want to do. As you look, final exam options, there are 2 options. Now, please understand, and I hope everyone is listening, you do not have to do both options. Some students that aren't listening, and Ms. Val or Ms. Davis, hear me on this one. I guarantee somebody out there is going to do both options and not need to. All right. So please make sure you are not doing both options. Okay. You're only doing one option. So either option 1 or option 2. Let's look at option 1. I'm going to click on it. It's going to look different in my view than does yours. All right. When I see it, like I'm going to see students starting submitting the work and it's going to populate over here. You're going to see it differently on your end. Right. So if I look at it like this course view as, let's look at, I'm going to pick on spring. I'm going to use it at her. When I go into that course, student view, again, looks similar. All right. So what you're going to want to do, all right, here's the very first option. Option 1, smokestack scrubbers. All right. You have 3 options in which you want to submit. You can submit a written response through Kami. So you see the document. Here is the exam itself. All right. You can view it, but you're going to open it with Kami. Kami is a way of writing on a document. All right. So let's look at the document first. This is option 1. You're going to see a document, a reading about an information provided about the smokestack scrubbers. All right. So as you scroll down, you're going to have all this information you want to read about smokestack scrubbers. All right. There's even a screencast audio file link, I think that Mrs. Biddle did. All right. As you read through all the information pertaining to smokestack scrubbers. Following that information, there are some things that you're going to do. Now, some of this is modeling. So when you have the Kami tool, you have the ability to draw on and model this. If you decide to go the Google Slides route, you might need to take a screenshot and edit it in Google Drawing and then paste it back into your Google Slides and discuss it. So that might be something you need to think about when you're doing your certain options. You might need to take screenshots. You might need to do Google Draw to edit this document if you go doing it a different way. All right. There are various questions you want to look over. All right. And there's only about 7 to 8 questions per assignment. Now, these are not very long assignments, but they're not something you're going to do quickly. If you look, this one's asking you to draw and label a model of the atom. This one's asking you to use evidence, and that's the biggest piece. And you can see the point values, making sure you're utilizing evidence from the reading in your responses. This is something I've been trying to get you guys to do throughout the marketing period, throughout the semester, is using evidence to support your answers, using evidence to support your responses. And that's something you really want to focus on in this particular assessment. All right. Remember, you can do it in Google Slides with a voiceover. It'll bring you to this option. It'll give you a presentation tool. All right. So here's the document. It'll ask you to make a copy. Well, it should ask you to make a copy. But make sure if it doesn't, you're editing. This is a view only. So you're going to have to make a copy of this, and you're going to have to edit it. You're going to have to add assignments to it, add the questions to it. And it kind of gives you a key of what you're going to do. It explains to you how to submit it, what to do, and all of that good stuff. All right, as we go back out, option 2, household air purifiers. Again, it looks similar. You're going to see the 3 methods in which you can submit your assignment with the directions in each one. But here's the document. Again, you're going to open with Kami. When you open it with Kami, all right, you're going to have all these tools in which you can write on and work through this document. There's a full passage screencast of someone reading it to you. All right, but you're going to learn about air purifiers, and you're going to read about air purifiers in hopes to answering the questions below. The first part is asking you to model. All right, so if you're asked to model, you might want to use these tools to draw on it. All right, and then explain, or you can take a screenshot, add it into Google Drawing and draw on it there, and then answering the various questions that go along with the passage. Okay. Again, not a lot of questions, both 7 questions. Both are asking you to do a task, add resources, add evidence, all of that good stuff. All right. I'm going to go back out to the assignment. When you are done and you're fully completed, let me jump back out of here. When you're fully done your exam, there will be a final survey I talked about. At the very, very bottom, do not do the survey until you've submitted your final exam. It'll bring you to a link in which you'll complete a district survey, each and every one of you, okay? But don't do this until after you've submitted an exam. Like I said, you can submit, you could even maybe possibly get through this today and submit some of it. And then once you submit it, doesn't mean you're done. It means it's there for myself and Mrs. Davis to look at, to view, to give you feedback. From there, it's up to you to take that feedback and make your revisions and revise and revise and revise all the way up until Thursday when it's due. All right. You have the ability to reach out, message, get us on Teams, talk about your exam, whatever you want to make sure you get the best possible score possible. Mrs. Davis, do you think I missed anything?
I don't think so. I don't know if the students saw it the same way I did, but when you did the first one, it didn't show Kami. For some reason, it just stayed stuck on the previous screen, but we were able to see the Kami option on the second. So I think you guys should be able to.
I didn't, in the first one, I didn't open it in Kami. I should have, but I didn't open it in Kami. I just opened it in the preview. So that's probably, okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
If you guys have an issue with Kami, let us know. Everyone should have Kami on the computer. You should see the open in Kami option when you do that.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yep.
This is my first year using Kami too. So if I have a question, maybe they do too. So I know when they open up a document up in the top right-hand side, it says like submit here.